Hi, I'm Dennis Rodkin. I write the Deal Estate column for Chicago Magazine, and this is DEQs, where I answer readers' real estate questions. Jeannie in the South Loop asks, why are you so cranky? Aren't there a lot of signs that the housing market is showing the first steps of recovery? You always seem so negative. I'm sorry if I seem cranky, Jeannie. I don't mean to be. I'm trying to be objective as a reporter, and for the last 6 years, most of the data has been quite negative in wave after wave after wave. It's true, there has been positive data in recent months, and that's great. However, when you look at it, most of it is better for other cities or on a nationwide basis than it is for Chicago. Chicago is lagging behind other cities. For example, when you look at the Case-Shiller data on condos, the most recent report out in late June was prices in April. And for the top 5 cities, you see a range from Los Angeles improving its prices in that year by a little over 5% to down to Boston dropping by 2.4%, and then Chicago's beneath that, dropping 6.7%. So the other cities are up or flat, and we're still trudging along, still dropping. We're paying the price. We built a lot more condos than other cities did, and now we're still trying to burn those off. But that's one indicator that we're just a little behind other cities. Another would be Case-Shiller for the larger housing market, both single-family homes and condos. Chicago, same report, the June report, which shows April prices, we were down 5.6% for the year, April to April. The top 20 cities averaged being down 1.9%. We were significantly below the average. We were the third worst city after Las Vegas and Atlanta. Now that is a little bit of an improvement because for several months we'd been only the second worst city after Atlanta. So relatively, we moved up. There also was some real improvement. Month to month in Case-Shiller, we moved up in April. Our prices improved by 1.1%. It's a small amount, but it's nearly the top 20 cities average of 1.3%. So for that month, we moved up in step with the rest of the country. Great news. Very exciting, but let's wait and see if that happens over the course of several months. Another data point that is a little depressing. There were lots of headlines in late June about new home sales popping up. It was a national figure. Across the country, from April to May, new home sales popped up over 7%. But in the Midwest, which of course includes Chicago, they were down 10%, and that was far less reported. Chicago is essentially dropping the excitement for the rest of the country. In the Northeast, sales were up 37%. If the national figure is 7, you can see that that 10% decline in the Midwest really is pulling the rest of the country down. Another positive factor that people are very excited about in other cities and talk about in this city is the international buyer. All those people from Russia and other countries, rich with oil money and for other reasons, coming into this country and buying the trophy properties, which is a great form of stimulus when our buyers aren't in a position to buy those properties. However, you would expect us to be behind places like New York, Los Angeles, Miami, the sexy places. But there's new data out from the National Association of Realtors showing that Chicago sells even fewer properties to international buyers than Atlanta does. So we can't count on those people. That's not going to help us very much. And then we also have the foreclosure problem. Chicago, though we've burned off a lot of inventory, still has more foreclosures than most cities and a slower process of selling them. And because they sell slowly, they continue to pull the market down. However, there are positive signs. Yes, absolutely. Home builders are starting up again in great numbers. There's an enormous amount of big ticket custom home building going on the lakefront suburbs on the North Shore and in Lincoln Park. There are a lot of projects at lower price points that are selling out. That's great. All of that is wonderful, and our inventory seems to be shrinking. And those all suggest that we're moving ahead. Another sign that we're moving ahead, everybody's talking bidding wars. Everybody's talking about how properties that are well priced are moving quickly off the market because people are bidding them up. All of that is great. It's really good news, especially after a long string of bad news. However, what we need to do is be wary of expecting too much. People hear this great news and they think, oh great, it's all over, we're good. But what we really should be thinking about is that improvement, when we start seeing it, will be slow and gradual. Zillow had a panel of economists that talked to about their forecasts for the near future. And in June, they were more optimistic than they had been in March, but they were only a tiny bit more optimistic. Nobody expects a big boom. Everybody expects slow, steady improvement. We're not there yet. We're still behind those who are improving slowly and steadily. We'll get there. And I feel very confident that we will after not too much time. But for now, it's still good to be, if not cranky, at least wary. Thanks for your question. Send me more at dennis@rodkin.com.